Hello, assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And yes, there is a bird chirping. I cannot do much about it. As you know, I don't like to cover the background as long as it's natural and as long as it doesn't disturb whatever it is that I'm trying to say. I think it's nice to have an ambience. But that said, um, yeah, I haven't been recording anything much for the past few days, not because of anything special. So, yeah, thank you, all of those who have been reaching out to me, cautioning me, telling me to please not post dangerous posts and not to upload dangerous stuff against the government. The government, I mean, really, they're not even the government. For God's sake, constitutionally, their term is over. We're supposed to be having an election and we're supposed to be trying to get a real legal government here. Caretaker government, interim government, whatever they are, their days are already over. Their days are not even numbered. It's actually over. So yeah, okay, but okay, fine. Let's talk about the so-called alleged government. So yes, thank you so much, everybody, for cautioning me and showing your concern. But to be very honest, I don't see the danger here. First of all, because it's not like I ever worked on building my audience. I have a very limited number of audience, and because it's all organic, as you know, it takes a lot of time for it to grow. Because despite the fact that people preach about organic branding and organically marketing and growing your audience, the truth is nobody really does that. So what you see around you are those that have been pushed forward not just by algorithms but by calculated algorithms, which means a lot of money involved in marketing, which is something I just do not do. I basically just made the podcast and my YouTube channel and everything just for the heck of it, not really to make money out of it or to build an audience, to be very, very honest. So I haven't worked on that, or towards that, you can say. My main concern, again, is as a human being, as you, I detest hypocrisy. And I think that if you believe in something, then you should practice it, or else you should shut up and don't talk about believing in it. I also do believe that despite the fact that I, at the moment, have this vicious resentment towards God, and one would think that I would be totally against God right now, but and that I'm the person who right now absolutely says that I have no trust left in God. But strangely, it seems I actually have more trust and faith in God than everybody else, because despite the fact that everybody else claims to have so much faith in God, they are so busy thinking about their worldly benefits. To be frank, I do not care about my life. I do not care about how it would end, because it's not like I had a choice coming into this world, and it's not like I'm going to have a choice in how I leave this world. So, who cares? But the truth is, the danger is practically non existent. So, those very few people who know me and are calling me and raising their concern and are worried and are telling me to stop, really, you're the only audience I have. So it really doesn't matter. I think this is something that one needs to do. This is our duty in this world, to speak up for what's right and to condemn what's wrong. Because as the prophet said, a day will come when all that is wrong will be so common and so normal and so part of the norm that the only good person would be that person who within his heart says to himself, this is wrong. So we are at that point already, where everything that is bad and everything that is evil is condoned, and it is part of life, and it is considered normal, as a result of which a good person is left now only to say to himself and to remind himself that this is bad, instead of telling others that this is bad. So we've all got to do what we've got to do, and again, frankly, the danger regarding me is non-existent. I doubt anybody's even heard about me. So yes, it is true that the illegal government and the at this point the U.S. Financed and backed establishment and army are going wild. They're basically the whole point of raiding people's homes and sexually assaulting the women and beating up the men and kidnapping them in the middle of the night is to instill fear. So, which when an official dictatorship comes, never happens, because they announce themselves to be a dictatorship right from the start. But here, because they lost that chance, and because obviously they're not going to even try for an official dictatorship, because at the end of the day, they're under American government. So we're not under dictatorship, we're under basically colonization. So we're a colony right now. So obviously, they too have their hands tied. And so the orders here are to instill fear amongst people, to stop them from talking out loud, to stop them from condemning the actions, the treacherous actions of a handful of civilians who have called themselves the government while rebelling against the state, and the establishment and the army who are also rebelling against the state. Because you, again, I'll remind you, the state is we the people. We are the state. The establishment is not the state. The army is not the state. The government is not the state, never will be. All three of them are institutions erected by the state, which means by we the people, to represent us. Okay, so this is all about housekeeping. We are the owners of the house, we the public, and you are those paid by us to help run the house well. So we have the butler, we have the valet, and we have the housekeeper. These are the three institutions. We have the butler, we have the valet, we have the housekeeper, and then we have the servants beneath them. But if they do not do their jobs well, then obviously, because it is our money, our hard-earned money that we are pouring into them, then obviously we have the right to fire them. It is as simple as that. Nobody owns the state but the people. Number two, the news that I do have, actually, because that's another reason I was not recording anything, is because I did not really have much. Because as we all know, it's the same, same run-of-the-mill kidnapping and forcing PTI members to resign. As I remember in my previous episodes, I had already mentioned that they are sexually harassing and raping female members of PTI, so that they could, and taking videos and pictures, so that they could use that to blackmail them to listen to them in the future. And that is exactly what they're doing. What future? I mean, it's just a few weeks ahead, and they've already started giving in their demands to resign from the party, which everybody's doing, which is really good in a way, because as we know, most of these members, apart from a very rare few, majority of the members who have left are those people who, right from the start, were either independent runners, so they were either independents or they were people who joined from other parties. But the actual core membership of PTI stands strong, and it's still there. The original members also still stand there, save 2 to 3 who really were put to that point where they were forced. And we have nothing but sympathy for them, including Shiri Mazari, who right till the end had no intention of leaving, but I guess this time she had no choice. Maybe her daughter also sort of added to the pressure for her mother's safety as her lawyer as well. So I don't know. Well, anyway, this is, apart from that, the news is that the MI, the military intelligence, has submitted a report to the chief of army, in which they had, with evidence, concluded that the 9th May incident was in fact, ordered by the minister, the interior minister, who is Rana Sanaullah, if I'm not wrong, and that this was a conspiracy, a plot, and a plan, according to them, that was very tightly planned, and in which they had ordered that no police or army should stop the people from going towards the certain points that they went, like GHQ and Corps Commander House. And they said that the Minister of Defense was also involved, heavily involved, In fact, the Minister of Defense sent his own people, according to the MI, and a few citizens were also included. And those citizens were actually, as they said, identified to be related to PMLN. Yeah, I'm reading it off. I'm reading the report. And this report was later on shared, or you can say brought into light by Saeed Afridi. So there you have it. The MI2 has brought a conclusionary report, or should I say, a conclusive report, in which they have stated that yes, beyond doubt, the 9/11 incident was the 9th May. The reason why I say 9/11 is because actually to me 9th May was a copy of 9/11, which, as we know, 9/11 was a charade that was done by the American government in order to force the public and the Senate to go with Bush, with President Bush, for two things. One, to wage war with other countries like Iraq and the others, so that they could complete their warmongering and financing of the establishment and the CIA. And the second was surveillance, which the Senate did not agree to because, according to them, it was violating privacy laws and privacy rights. So these two things were accomplished by the charade of 9/11. And so the reason why I keep on thinking of 9 May as 9/11 is because the dates are suspiciously also the same, because America has a specific affinity towards the 9th. As you see in Palestine also, 9 May was the day when they actually went full on against the Palestinian PLA, murdering and assassinating their civilians, but especially their leaders. And on this side, Pakistan had begun by inciting and provoking and actually doing that violence by trying to set a few buildings on fire and always targeting the army related or anything that has the name army even remotely connected to it. So, according to the MI, this was a conspiracy that was planned and executed under orders of Rana Sanaullah, and that the defense minister was involved in that. He actually sent his men to get this thing done, and that the so-called civilians that were involved were part of Nawaz Sharif's party, Maryam Nawaz's party, and they were working under orders. So there you have it. As I have said it right from day one, the whole public was aware of the fact that this was a plan, a conspiracy. Imran Khan said it as well, and now the MI has also said it in its report. So this is where we are at today, and yes, I really am safe and sound, and nothing is happening to me, nothing will happen to me, because nobody knows me. Okay? So this is me signing out. Wherever you are, stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed. And I do wish these children would stop making noise. Every single time I try to record something, that is the exact time these people remember to make noise. It's total silence. But the minute I start recording, in come the damn children. Anyway, take care. Khuda Hafiz.